The D-Day operations on June 6, 1944 brought together the combined land, sea, and air assets of the Allied forces to land on the beaches of Normandy and liberate Europe from fascism. I'm Nick Morrow with Cabot Guns, and this is
Eli with Alchemy Custom Weaponry.
And we are here and so excited to announce publicly a project that we've been working on at Cabot Guns for a few years now behind the scenes, but something that you're going to be seeing publicly very soon.
Correct, Nick. And what's in front of us are just some absolutely fantastic artifacts that are from Normandy, from D-Day, and of course Normandy being that foothold that would eventually give the Allies that push into Europe to eventually defeat the Nazis in 1945. And we have some really cool stuff here, from everything from looks like parachute clips from paratroopers. We've got the tops of grenades, 20mm shells. Very cool and iconic, the M1 Garand M block clip that gives it that ping
that
everyone loves. Of course, we have the M1 helmet here, and then a really neat demilled M1 Garand receiver, which is just fantastic to see all this stuff. But my question to you is, what's all this stuff for?
Well, it's a very cool project that has been in the works for a few years now, that is between a lot of people, because this year marks the 80th anniversary of the June 6th invasion. And to commemorate that, there's a project that's been in the works with Ray Rybar, Sam Rosenberg, and quite a few other people for a few years to do something to commemorate this historic anniversary, because right now at 80 years on, a lot of the men who served on the beach and survived the assaults there, there's only a few survivors left, and by the time the next large anniversary comes up, the numbers will be less and less. So we really wanted to do something to commemorate that, and Ray has been working to get different artifacts through contacts that he's had, because Ray, go watch the Dirt to Damascus video, you'll see how Ray can actually take dirt and turn it into Damascus steel. But he's been working through the years with people that actually were previously, in the military, were on the beach, actually stormed the beach and had artifacts from that time that have passed them on and gone to Ray. There are ways of getting artifacts that are appropriate, because right now you don't just go to Normandy and pick things up off the beach. Even though there's things there, it's a national monument and a sacred place, so you don't do that. All the artifacts that we have here have been gotten and passed down through the proper channels. However, he has all these pieces, and he's a master of Damascus steel and wanted to make a set of knives. Well, they decided to expand the project and not just have a set of knives, but actually 1911s made from Damascus steel that was forged from these artifacts, which is pretty cool.
Absolutely. Well, and of course the 1911 being what we do at Cabot, but also being the iconic U.S. Marshall handgun during World War II. And so it really kind of brings it home and gives it an almost, I don't know, my hair's standing up on my arms just thinking about it. A 1911, America's sidearm.
Yes.
The one that we took in on our hips to defeat totalitarianism and fascism in Europe and overseas,
other places,
in the Pacific. But to take that and make an iconic pistol out of those materials, I don't know if there's a project that is more important.
Yeah, and it's very exciting because of the time frame that we're in and the time crunch that we're up against. There will be more content coming out about it and finished pistols soon. And what Ray has done and what everyone has done together has to create 2 billets for slides and then billets for grip. This is actually the billets for the grip material for one of the pistols. And this is not just taking the steel and melting it and then turning it into a Damascus twist pattern, which is here, but actually the highest form of Damascus steel and blacksmithing to do special pattern welding. And if you look inside of the grips here, and these designs are also going to be shown on the slides, it says 6 June 1944 D-Day. We have a paratrooper logo,
wings,
1911 45 ACP, and then on this other grip panel here, all gave some, a Ranger logo, and then some gave all. And these are actually pattern welded or pattern forged into the steel to create these markings, which is incredible, and it's legible.
Of course,
which is,
right.
which is pretty incredible. So this is in the grips, This pattern is also in the slide billets. We don't have them here with us. They're actually at our shop being completed into the slides for the pistol. And we have 2 pistols. One is the prototype.
Of course.
Because when you're going through and you have a new material, we have to prototype it, and there is a risk for failure whenever you do something new like this. So the billets have been forged. They're in our shop. We have a test gun that's being tested out, and then the final gun that's going to be produced, and that's actually going to be part of an episode of Gun Stories, which is going to be very cool to have the whole process from start to finish being shown on TV to commemorate the 80th anniversary of the D-Day invasion. So Eli, portions of a lot of these artifacts here have been used in the forging of the steel. Like this helmet, there's been a section of the helmet itself that's been taken and forged into the Damascus steel. And actually Ray Rybar's uncle, who was on the beach and stormed the beach, had his helmet that was handed down to his son, and Ray took a small piece of that and turned it into some of the steel that's been used in this project. So all in all, a very, very historic project inside of what we're doing. Now the actual finished pistol, the finished final version is going to be available for sale, but all the proceeds are going to go to veterans charities, and the goal with that pistol is to have it be available for sale. The proceeds go to veterans charities, but for it to be on display and be part of the public domain at a major museum to commemorate this this occasion and this anniversary. So it's a very cool project to be a part of, and we're very excited to be revealing more of these pieces of the project because there are so many blacksmiths involved. In fact, Ray had, I believe, 6 different blacksmiths that were helping him with the actual forging to make billets that are the proper size for a 1911 slide, but all the other pieces for the knives, for the grip panels, everything. So we're going to be documenting this whole process from now until June 6th of this year, 2024, and it's just an exciting project to be a part of.
Absolutely, and I think that one really important thing is this gun really represents so many cool aspects of the American history.
Yeah.
And not only that, let's talk about that. We're making a gun that was made from the sands of the beaches, from parts of weapons that were a part of that battle. But not only that, we're commemorating that not only with the war fighters, but by American manufacturing. Because let's be honest, American manufacturing is what really helped to win World War II. You know? And so what we've done is we're using our own, which we're very proud of, American manufacturing. We're taking the weapons that were used to win the war on the ground, and we're making this blend of this to commemorate the lives of those lost on that fateful day, which would eventually result in total victory in Europe.
Well, and it's kind of a full circle thing that just hit me, because we're here at the headquarters in Cabot, Pennsylvania. Right down the road is Pittsburgh, the headquarters for U.S. Steel, and the entire, really, the steel manufacturing industry at the time that was making the steel for the American war machine that then went into, producing pieces like the M1 Garand, the helmets and whatnot, that's then coming back here to Pennsylvania 80 years later and being turned into the firearms to commemorate that. It's full circle, and there's so many different aspects of it that are, it's just a very cool project to be a part of, and very, I'd say historic is probably an understatement.
Emotional.
Emotional, yeah.
I mean, really, we've got like a 1943 Remington Rand here. And so, like I've mentioned before, to have the gun that Americans had on their hips when they went over there and kicked the door in on the Nazis, and now we're taking that and commemorating that with the 1911. It's one of those things, man. I'm telling you, the hair on the back of my neck standing up. I mean, it's absolutely fantastic, and I know that I'm, anticipating us being done with these so I can see them.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what they look like. And I mean, just some of the levels of detail that are going into this gun. I don't know if I should say this, in advance, but I will anyway. The front sight. Okay, so our front sights, the Cabot front sight is either 14 karat white or yellow gold that is cast as a bead it's a full sphere. So if you look at the Cabot front sight, it's not a flat bead or a dome. It's actually spherical that gets pressed into our sight. Well, we wanted to do something very cool for this project. So brass that was recovered
Oh, yes.
properly from the actual invasion there at Normandy has been melted down and cast in the same cast we use to make brass bead front sights for these pistols from those actual brass shell casings that were there. So
Phenomenal. Well,
I mean,
and I think I even saw where we're using part of a ship that was
yes,
that was part of the landing force.
correct.
There on the beaches. I mean, just
All the artifacts in it is crazy.
It's something
Yeah.
so incredible, and a lot of these things are donated to this project.
Yes.
I mean, that's another big thing, and I think that again shows the resolve. You know, here we are in 2024, where nationalism or patriotism is not seen as often as
yes.
it was in 1943, 44, 45. But what we've seen is that, yes, it is. You know, when people can still come together, Americans can still come together and rally behind a cause to commemorate those that saved the world. You know, I mean,
literally saved
the world was on the brink. You know, and these brave men and women, both at home and of course, on the beaches, prevented destruction.
Yeah, yeah. So stay tuned for more information and more, revealing of the project as it comes up, as the guns are being completed. And we're just excited to be a part of it. So thank you for tuning in. Make sure that you subscribe to our channel to get updates. Go to our website as well and get on the newsletter, because the newsletter is really how to get the information out there. Big tech does not like to spread our posts on any social media or even here on YouTube. So make sure that you're on our newsletter to be alerted when the Gun Stories episode comes out, when the pistol comes out, so that you can see all the details and all the hard work that's gone into it.
Absolutely.
Yep.